Alright, a viewer writes in, not even trying to be funny, but is it wrong or ineffective to use sigils to try to get laid more? The answer would be no to both of those. Is it wrong to want more of what you want out of life? You should be able to have the life that you want. I've said before that people get into magic for a variety of reasons, the most common of which are to get more money and to get more sex. And we've already talked quite a bit about money. So for those of you not wanting to use only your charm to get by and want to add a little magic, we can talk a little bit about that as well. Of course, as you develop further, you won't care as much about those things, but we'll still go over it a bit. Now, you had asked about sigils. Can sigils help you find a partner? Can they help you get laid? Most certainly. However, there are a few caveats. I want you to dispel any notion that they can be used to control someone. You can't directly control anyone with sigil magic. What it will do is create an opportunity for you through synchronicity. And it will be up to you to recognize and seize upon that opportunity. For if you hesitate or don't act upon it, the opportunity will pass you by. And it won't be that the magic didn't work. It's that you just didn't act when the opportunity presented itself. So you'll need to recognize and seize upon that opportunity, if that's what you really want, which is easier said than done. Because just like all other magic, the opportunity will come about when you least expect it. So you may not even recognize the opportunity simply because you've forgotten the sigil by that time. Or if you do recognize the opportunity, you could be put in such a state of shock, much like George was a couple videos ago, that you don't know what to do, much like a deer in the headlights, and just freeze up. And this is quite common. That's why you have to do a little training to be able to push yourself through that and act upon the opportunity. And if you don't recognize the opportunity when it arises, you certainly will later on when you have your major facepalm moment. And this is the real difficulty with using magic to get sex. With magic cast for other things, the most difficult part is forgetting the magic that you cast, letting it go to allow it to manifest. But when casting for sex or love, not only do you need to forget the magic that you performed and let it go and not dwell on it, but you also have to recognize and seize the opportunity when it manifests. So if you're going around keeping an eye out for the opportunity, well, that's consciously thinking about it. You're expecting it, and it's only going to manifest when you least expect it and forget about it. It's almost, but not quite, a catch-22. So to save yourself some frustration, make sure that you decide ahead of time to step into action when you recognize the opportunity. Now, if you want to up your magical game, I would suggest adding a candle to go along with your sigil, dressed with the appropriate oil and incense. There are many varieties out there, so some shopping around may be in order. However, if you want to take all the guesswork out of it, you can contact our good friend Uncle Birch at his website, thesacredgrovestore.com, and he will hook you up with everything you need. And no, I'm not getting paid to say that. His store is one of many that I use online, and I think that his wares are best suited for this type of thing. In fact, I should probably message him and let him know that I may be creating more work for him. But he can hook you up with everything that you need. Candle, oil, incense. Now, if you want to go all out on the candle, I know Lucky Mojo has some candles in the shape of genitalia, if you want to go all out, although it's certainly not necessary to do. Just make sure you have a red candle, because we're talking about sex here and not love, dressed in the appropriate oil and incense, and perhaps have our sigil carved in the candle. And you're ready to do some candle magic to go along with your sigil. If you wish to pick the appropriate planetary hour, Mars is the planet to use for sex and lust. And I'll be going over all of that in the planetary magic program. Now when you're ready to perform your magic, we're going to cast the circle. We're going to perform our preliminary banishings, LBRP. We're going to then invoke the element of fire. With money spells, we use the element of earth, but here we want to use and invoke the element of fire. We're then going to light our candle, relax, gaze into the flame, and imagine what you want to manifest as if it's happening in the moment. And you're going to want to do this for at least 15-20 minutes. You may wish to refer to the money candle videos that I have on this channel, or the fire and water program for tips on candle magic. After visualizing and concentrating on all the naughty things that you want to do, you would then banish the element of fire. The elements are not something you want to just let run loose, especially the element of fire. So banish the element of fire and close out your right hand circle. And then all you have to do is just let your candle burn down. Now, here's the other caveat with using Mars and or the element of fire. The person that you're affecting, whether it be someone specific or in general, there's a good chance that they may become very angry with you. Unexpectedly and out of the blue, and you'll be sitting there wondering, what the hell did I do? Recognize that this is the energies of Mars and the element of fire working. They're getting all fired up. When this happens, you cannot be reactionary. You yourself cannot get angry with them. You're just going to have to smile and take it. If you're familiar with R.S.D. Tyler's work, then you would know all about shit tests. This is very similar. This is when a woman tries to get you to qualify yourself to her or get you to react in some way to see if you are worthy. And the only correct action is non-reaction. So just remember that. And if you're not familiar with R.S.D. Tyler's work and videos, then you should be if you're trying to get laid. If you take what he's teaching you and you combine it with what I'm teaching you, well, you'll be slaying all the ass you could ever want. Just be responsible. As much as everyone seems to want sex, it is one of those things that can completely ruin your life if you're not smart or safe about it. Now, I did message Uncle Birch, and he has so generously offered a code for 13% off your total order for my viewers and listeners. So for anything you may need to pick up, it's going to save you a little money. Just use code XFraterX13 for your 13% off discount when checking out from thesacredgrovestore.com. Very kind and very cool of him to do that. And that's all the time I'm going to have for today. Just remember the important part of getting your mind off of it when you're out and about so that you can allow it to happen. A lot of energy being put into the looking and not enough into the allowing. And get your mind off of it for a couple hours as you're going out. That's why you hear so many stories about when couples first met. They weren't looking for it or expecting it. They would be out at the store and had their mind on something else, and then bam, there they were, appeared right in front of them. In fact, my parents met at a grocery store. But yeah, I'm going to close out this video. I could ramble on about this stuff all day, although some of you may not mind that. Yet I still have other things to do. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in and watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.